yes, I'm down. We've got a different view today, a different view from the living room. So hopefully you can still hear me. If you can't hear me at all, then give me a yell. So welcome, welcome. Like I say, it's warm. So take a rest, take some drink, as much or as little as you want. And it's beautiful sunshine that we've got. We're going to make the most of it because we'll be moaning about being cold, won't we, next week? Anyway, I was in a charity shop the other day, and there were these two ladies, obviously friends, who were out for the day going around the charity shops of Romsey, and they kept picking things off the rack and saying, oh, this would suit you. Oh, isn't this lovely? This is your colour. Oh, this is perfect for what you were looking for. And they were just sort of going through, finding things for each other. And in the end, one of them stopped and said, look, I think we should have a day shopping where we shop for each other, because we're clearly better at doing that than we are for finding anything for ourselves. And we all kind of had a laugh in the shop. But I was thinking about how true that is. And it's not just when it comes to clothes. On a deeper level, I think we're far better, or at least I know I am, far better at giving advice to our friends and I mean to do with well-being and looking after yourself, than I am about taking that to heart myself. So for example, if one of my friends was saying, oh, I'm feeling a bit run down at the moment, I've been a bit tired, I've got a lot on my plate, I'd be the first one to say, well, make sure you look after yourself, maybe do a little more. Is there anyone that you can ask to help you? Can I help you? And yet sometimes when we're in that same position, we think, no, I'll take on some more. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. I can't rest. That's lazy. That's selfish. So today, let that feeling of self-compassion kind of really lead into your practice today. So let the practice meet you where you are. If you need to do less today because you've got all of that stuff going on, maybe the heat is draining as opposed to energizing you, which can be the case for a lot of people. And again, let this practice feel nice and gentle, and take a rest whenever you need to. And there's a lovely quote I found that said, if your compassion does not include yourself, then it is incomplete. So remembering that today, we're going to start lying down on the mat. Just make sure you've got some space around you, got a little drink, and just ease your way down onto your back if you're not there already. Give your knees a hug. Have a little gentle massage of your back into the floor as you rock from side to side. Then we'll bring the feet down to the floor. We're going to keep the knees bent today. You're going to take the feet nice and wide apart with your heels in, your toes gently turned out. And just rest your inner knees together. So you've made a nice upended V shape with the legs. You can have a little wiggle there too. And slide your shoulder blades down the back and lengthen your lower back. And then maybe rest your hands, one on your chest, one on your belly, if you need that comforting, reassuring power of touch today. Or just reach the arms down by the side with the palms facing up or down, whatever works for your shoulders. I'm just going to sit up so I can talk to you. But go ahead and get yourself nice and comfortable. And as you welcome yourself into this safe space that you've created this morning, take a moment to check in with yourself. And I say this quite often at the beginning of a practice, because I'm mindful that maybe this is the only time in the week that we do that for ourselves. That we ask ourselves honestly, without judgment, how we're feeling. So you can start with the physical body. Maybe noticing as you do that quick scan from head to toe, any little pockets of tension, tightness, soreness that you might be harboring today. It's good weather brings all sorts of maybe unaccustomed activities like gardening or going out on your bike, all good stuff. Nevertheless, maybe it uses the muscles in a different way. And as you drop a little deeper, maybe noticing energetically where you are on this Wednesday morning. Some of us find the sunshine and the warmth energizing. Open up like the flowers in the garden to really lean into that warmth For others, it can be quite the reverse, maybe trouble sleeping, maybe feeling a little tired or drained. Again, without judgment, just acknowledging where you are. And finally, emotionally, how you're feeling on this Wednesday morning. Maybe you've got a lot on your plate, you've had a busy week, or you've got a busy week ahead. So again, let this practice be a chance for you to take some time for yourself, really important. So wherever you are, let the practice meet you where you are today. We'll begin nice and gently by bringing the arms out, level with your shoulders, with your palms up. And we're simply going to separate your knees. So your feet are still nice and wide apart. The knees pointing up towards the sky. You're going to take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to drop both knees over to the right side. And just pause there for a moment as you slide the shoulder blades out from underneath you. Pop a little flex of the feet. Maybe turn your head to look over that left shoulder. You can have a little play around with the feet. Maybe your feet need to come a little closer together if it's pulling on your low back. Breathing into wherever you feel that stretch this morning. And then we'll come back up through the center. Or simply swap sides with those legs and let them tip over to the left. Maybe the head turns to the right. Little moment there to slide the shoulder blades out as you lengthen out through the arms. We're just going to start to move from side to side with the breath, inhaling to center, exhaling as you roll the knees from side to side. Back through the middle and over to the opposite side. So you're just having that little massage across the low back. Maybe if you want more this morning, you can gently start to press your hips forwards in the same direction as your knees. And so you might feel a little deeper twisting going on in the spine as you gently move the hips forwards towards your knees. You can keep it nice and small, rolling across the back of the head as you turn your head in the opposite direction to your knees. We'll do one more over to the right side. And then one more over to the left side. Take your time. Then coming back through the center, we're going to keep the feet as they are, knees point upwards. And bring the hands down by the side of the body now with your palms flat to the floor. A little variation of shoulder bridge. So as you inhale, we're going to press the hips up to the sky, keeping those knees nice and wide, feeling those outer glutes fire up. And then as you exhale, roll your way down through the spine. And do that a couple more times. So as you press into your feet, try and keep those knees squeezing apart as you lift the hips up. And then we roll our way back down. Let's do that twice more. So the tendency is to roll those knees in. So keep pressing onto the outside edge of each foot as you lift and lower the hips. Let's do that one last time. So we're going to lift the hips up. And then when you come all the way back down, walk those feet back in towards you, hip width apart, so your feet are flat to the floor. And bring that right knee up and in towards the chest. And we're going to hold around the back of the leg. Softening the shoulders as you let that heel drop to your bottom. Then as you inhale, we're going to take that leg up to the sky, a little flex of the foot. And then as you exhale, let the knee bend. We'll do that twice more. So beginning to stretch the back of the leg as you inhale, up, up, up. And exhale, let the heel drop. One more time, nice stretch. You can always keep a little softness in the knee. Coming all the way down. This time we'll take the leg up and we're going to pause there. So as you take the leg up to the sky, just start to circle off through the foot. Circles one way. And then some little circles in the opposite direction. And push the heel up and away from you, gently pressing the back of the leg into your hands, and your hands are gently resisting. So just feel an openness through the back of the knee. Then keeping that foot flexed, you're going to slide your right ankle over your left knee. Gently press that knee away from you. Keep the knee open as you bring the arms back out level with your shoulders. So pressing that knee away from you, we'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, drop the legs over to the left. Keep pressing that right knee up towards the sky. Inhale, we'll come back up through the middle. We're going in the same direction. So the sole of that right foot is leading the way as you press that right knee away. Inhale through the center. We'll do one more. So this time we'll come over to the left and pause. You've got the option to keep that knee pressing up towards the sky, or begin to rotate that knee down towards the floor, and maybe use your left hand on that right knee to come into a deeper twist this morning if that feels good. If that's too much this morning, you can always uncross the ankle and just stack your ankles on top and your knees on top of each other. Lovely. Let's come all the way back through the center. We're going to take that right leg straight back up to the sky. And then using your left hand, bring that right leg across the body, outer thigh stretch. So leading with the heel, we'll come back up through the center and let that right leg drop open to the right, maybe catching it from underneath. You can always roll onto the outside edge of that left leg. Inhale to center. Exhale, bring the right leg across the body. Inhale to center. And as you exhale, inner thigh stretch. Come all the way back up through the middle and bring both feet back down to the floor, hip width apart. Ready for a more regular shoulder bridge now. As you inhale, we're going to lift the hips up to the sky, a little squeeze of your bottom, and exhaling, rolling your way back down. So inhale, pressing into your feet. So this time the knees are pointing forwards, and we're trying not to let them roll in or out as we do that twice more. So that little pelvic tilt starts the movement, rolling and lifting the hips up off the floor before you roll your way back down. One last time. So rolling up, 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 pressing into your feet. And then we'll come all the way back down. When your hips touch the floor, let's bring the left knee up and in this time, holding around the back of the leg, letting the heel drop towards your bottom. Soften the shoulders. Then as we inhale, we're going to take that left leg up. And exhale, bend the knee. So inhale, we stretch that leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, we bend the knee. Let's do that one more time. So we're stretching the leg up. Try not to tense the shoulders as you move the legs. And we'll take the leg back up to the sky. We're going to pause there now as you start to circle off with the ankle. Little movements into the ankle joint there. First one way and then the other way. And a little flex of the foot. Pull the toes towards your face again, pressing the leg into your hand, the hand into the leg. And then keeping the foot flexed, ankle over opposite knee. So this time we're going to press the left knee gently away from us. Now keep that knee open as you bring the arms back out to the side level with your shoulders. We'll take an inhale. This time we're coming over to the right as we exhale, sole of the left foot leading the way. Inhale, come back through the middle. And then same direction, sole of the left foot hasn't got to touch the floor, we're just heading towards there. Inhale through the center. This time we'll come over towards the right. We're going to pause. You can keep that knee pressing away from you or turn that knee towards you and use that right hand on the top of the knee to gently deepen the twist, if that feels good. Stretching up nice and long through that left arm. Lovely. Let's come back up through the middle. We're going to take that left leg straight back up to the sky. And using your right hand, let's bring the leg across the body, heel stretching away from you so your buttock will lift off the floor, coming up through the middle. Then catching the leg from underneath, inner thigh stretch. Let that left leg roll over. Inhale to center. Exhale one more time. We come over to the right. Trying to keep that leg as straight as you can. Inhale through the middle. And exhale, let that leg roll open to the side. Beautiful, coming all the way back, bringing both feet underneath you, ready for our last little set of shoulder bridge. Now this time as you lift the hips, you can raise the arms above your head if that feels good. And then as you exhale, you lower the hips and you bring the arms down by the side. So inhaling, you can always just lift the hips as you reach back through the fingertips. And release. Last two, if you want to rise up onto your tiptoes, lifting the heels as you come up into that bridge. And then drop the heels as you come back down. Feel free if that's too much or you get cramp. Doing that one more, just keep your heels on the floor. Rolling your way down. And when you touch down this next time, hug those knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock, have a little roll. And either rolling to one side or rolling up. through the middle, we'll find ourselves in a comfortable seated position. I can just sit cross-legged, but it's never compulsory. And interlace the hands and just push the palms forwards, really stretching out through the palms and the fingers there, back nice and tall. And then reaching up towards the sky, have a little wiggle there from side to side, so really stretching out through the sides of the waist. Lovely. We'll take an inhale as you reach up. And as you exhale, we're going to round the back as you press those arms forwards, dropping the chin to your chest. Lovely. Coming back up through the center. And take a little twist round to the right. So go ahead and bring that left hand around onto your knee. And that right hand behind you. As you inhale, see if you can sit up a little taller. As you exhale, let's look over that back shoulder. Now keep pressing that right knee down with your left hand as you take that right arm up and leaning over the top. Get a nice side bend. Try not to lift the knee up towards you, keeping the hip open. And we're coming into an eagle arm right on top of left. So you might just bring your hands onto your shoulders or coming into that double wrap. So sliding the elbows away from the chest, shoulders stay nice and soft. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, we'll fold ourselves down, elbows towards your belly button. And if you're like me and you're in that little eagle arm, press your hands away from your face. Lovely. Let's circle the arms all the way up to the sky, breathing in. As you breathe out, bring them behind you so you can lean into your hands, open up through the chest. Maybe lifting your chin, lovely stretch across the collarbones. And then release. Let's try that on the other side. So interlacing the hands, push the palms forwards, get that lovely stretch through the fingers. And then reaching up towards the sky, we'll take an inhale and exhale, drop the arms round the back and just pause there for a moment, pressing those palms forwards. Then coming up through the middle, we'll take that twist to the left this time. So right hand comes across to the left knee, other hand behind you, lifting up nice and tall as you breathe in. As you breathe out, maybe turning the head a little more to look over that back shoulder. Lovely. Now keep that right hand pressing the knee down as you reach the left arm up and away this time. So you're getting a lovely side bend. Gorgeous. Coming into our eagle arms, left arm on top. So again, you might just bring hands on shoulders or coming into that double wrap with me. Wherever you are, we lift the elbows up. And then we take that little hinge forwards. Again, you can press your hands away from your face if you're in that eagle. And then a big sweep of the arms up towards the sky before we swim them behind you. That lovely chest stretch, leaning into your hands as you open up across your collarbones. And then keep the hands there, soften the stretch. And if your legs are crossed, just recross in the opposite way. I'm going to do that one more time, one movement, one breath. So interlacing the hands. As you inhale, we'll scoop the arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to round the back. Reaching up as you inhale. And exhale, let's twist round to the right. Left hand on the knee. Right arm reaches up, take an inhale. And then leaning over the top. Exhale. Lovely. Inhaling into your eagle arms, right arm on top. And as you exhale, rounding forwards. Inhaling, circling the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, swimming the hands behind you, ready for that chest stretch. Inhale as you lift the chest. And exhale, release. Beautiful. One more time, other side. So interlacing the hands, forwards and up as you inhale. And exhale, drop the arms round the back, navel to spine. Reaching up, take an inhale. And this time we'll twist round to the left. Exhale. Lovely. Left arm this time reaches up. As you breathe out, let's take that lovely side bend into your eagle arms. As you inhale, left on top of right. And as you exhale, we'll round the back. Last time, just sweep those arms up, breath in. And breathing out, bring the hands behind you. One last chance to stretch the chest, breathing in. And breathing out, release. Lovely. Give those knees a nice hug in towards your chest. Then find your way round onto all fours with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, ready for our cat and our cow. So spreading the hands nice and wide. Let's start nice and simply. As you inhale, we'll lift the chest, lift the tailbone. And then as you exhale, round the back. Lovely. Inhale. I should have worn a different colour pair of leggings. I'm sort of blending in with my background. Exhale to round. I'm sure we're all familiar with this move by now. You don't need me. Inhale. Keep pressing into your hands. And exhale. We're going to start to move now. So as we inhale, let's bring the chest forwards. And as you exhale, round the back and start to bring your bottom to your heels. Moving cat-cow. Inhale, we come forwards and up. We arch the back. And exhale, rounding back, bottom to heels. Lovely. We'll do that one more time, then we'll add on. Inhaling. And exhaling. This time as you inhale and come forwards, we're going to take that right arm forwards and up. And as you exhale, bottom to heels, reach the arm all the way back and down. So you're circling just the right arm. Inhaling forwards and up. And always move with a bent elbow. Exhale back and down. Lovely. Twice more. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. This time we're going to take that right arm all the way up to the sky, breathing in. As you breathe out, right arm threads under left arm for our thread needle. Breathing in, we're going to take the arm all the way up to the sky, open the chest. Exhale, feed the arm through. Lovely. Last time, inhale. And this next time, if you wish, we can hold that stretch, sliding the arm away from you, coming down onto the side of the shoulder, the side of the head. With that left hand just by your face, lean a little bit into that right shoulder. You can keep that left hand exactly where it is, or you can reach the left arm up towards the sky. You can even wrap it behind your low back if that feels good. Opening up into that twist a little more, only if that feels nice for the shoulder this morning. Lovely. Let's bring the left hand back down by your face, pushing into the hand, right arm reaches up, take an inhale. And exhale, let's bring the hands underneath you. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Exhale, rounding the back, bottom to heels. Let's do that with the left arm. So inhale, left arm this time reaches forwards and up. Exhale, scoot the arm back as you sit towards your heels. So inhaling, trailing the arm forwards and up. And exhaling back and down. Lovely. And again. Oh, lovely openness in the chest. This time we're going to take the arm forwards and up. And as you exhale, we're going to feed left arm under right arm, ready for our thread needle at other side. So inhaling, pressing into your right hand as you reach up. And exhale, how far away from you can you reach your fingertips? Lovely. Last time, inhale to reach up. This time as you exhale, slide the arm all the way away from you, coming down onto the side of your shoulder, the side of your face. And just lean into that left shoulder a little more. And you can stay there, right hand by the face, so you can take the right arm up, or even wrap it behind you if that feels good. And so whatever feels nice for your chest and your shoulder. Lovely. Bringing that right hand back down by your face. Let's press into the hand, release the left arm up, take an inhale and exhale, bringing the hand down. Let's tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. This time as you exhale, let's give those knees a break as we lift the hips into a down dog. And just start to have a little pedal out through the feet there, maybe a little movement through the hips, shake of the head. Nice. And then keeping the toes tucked under, we'll lower the knees coming back down onto all fours. Walk your hands back towards your knees so we find ourselves in standing kneeling, rising all the way up. You can go ahead and flatten those feet if it's uncomfortable to have the toes tucked. And sweep the arms up and swing the hands behind you so you can bring your hands onto your low back, your bottom. And pressing the hips gently forwards, we lift the breastbone. Maybe lifting the chin so we come into a tiny back bend, but think about lifting your breastbone rather than just leaning back. Slowly lower down, untuck the toes, and we'll come back into a child pose, gently rounding the back. Option to stay there this morning, or inhale, come forwards and up. And exhale, this time we'll ease our way down onto our tummy, ready for our little floor flow. Feeling your way back up, breathing in. And bottom to heels, breath out. Twice more if that feels good. If you want to stay in child pose and have a little rest, feel free, or do this little floor flow with me, starting to move the body with a bit more energy now. Last time, inhale forwards and up. And exhale, back and down. Beautiful. Inhale, let's come back onto all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, start to walk your feet towards your hands, coming to the top of your mat. Drop your knees, cradle your elbows, just sway the body gently from side to side, letting the head hang. Lovely. And coming to stillness. Now really bend those knees and either bring your fingertips down in front of your feet or just bring your hands to your knees with your knees bent. So whatever you're doing, we can work with whatever's going on in the body. We're just going to straighten the right leg. Now reach your right arm forwards and up, and then all the way back and down, just like we've just done. Just the right arm and the right leg working forwards and up. And then back and down. One more with that right arm. Right leg is straight. And then we'll bend the right knee and bring the fingertips to the floor. Other side, so straighten the left leg. Left arm reaches forwards and up. And then back and down. Twice more, so getting a lovely stretch into the outer thigh, the outer hip, as well as opening up into the shoulder and the chest. One more time. And then bending the knees, bring the fingertips down and keep those knees bent now as you slowly make your way up to stand. Take your time so you don't get giddy at the top. Lovely. Inhale, let's reach the arms up. And exhale, hands coming down to the heart. Let me just move the camera so you can see my arms a little bit. So making sure you're at the top of your mat, and be stepping your right leg back behind you. So we're going to take the arms up and interlacing your hands, we're going to free up the index fingers and take those arms up to the sky so your upper arms are hugging your ears. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, take a little side bend over to the right. Up through the middle, let's take an inhale and over to the left. Reaching up through the middle, taking that inhale. As you exhale, this time we'll come down into that forward fold over the legs. Hands sliding to shins or thighs, lifting up halfway, breathing in. And breathing out, folding down and sliding or stepping right leg back and bringing the knee down. Untuck the toes, interlace the hands. So again, free up the index fingers and then sweep the arms all the way up into that lovely crescent lunge. Inhale as you reach up. And as you exhale, right arm comes down by the side of the body and the left arm comes over the top. Lovely, up through the center, keeping that front knee nice and still. We'll swap sides as you exhale. Lovely, reaching back up. This time re-interlace those hands, free up the index fingers. And you can keep the body nice and upright, or again, start to lift the chest and maybe come into that tiny back bend as you draw a little line with your index fingers above you. Lovely, let's take one more breath in. As you breathe out, bring the hands down, framing the front foot, and we'll tuck the back foot under. Lifting the chest, take an inhale. Ready for a hamstring stretch. Move the hips back. Maybe lifting the toes towards your face this morning. And you can keep a nice softness in the knee there if the hamstrings are tight. Or if you want more, as you inhale, let's lift the chest. And exhale, melt yourself down over that leg. Good thing about warm weather is our muscles tend to be more receptive to stretch. So let's bend the front knee, we'll plant the hands, pick up the back knee and step back downward dog, or you can always come onto all fours. Rolling forwards to a plank this time as you inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knees down, your chest down. You're going to slide your elbows underneath your shoulders, coming into Sphinx pose. So take a moment there to lengthen out through the legs as you draw the elbows back towards your ribs, stretching all the way up through the chest. You're going to look over your right shoulder as you bring your right heel in towards your bottom. Breathing in. As you breathe out, come up through the middle. Other side, left heel coming in as you look over left shoulder. And release. Let's do that one more time each way, trying to keep your chin more or less parallel with the floor as you take a little peep over your shoulder. Lovely, releasing that left leg. Now bring that right heel in and pause. Now see if you can reach around with that right hand, taking hold around the front of your ankle, and then ease your way down onto the floor, making that little pillow for your head. If you can't quite reach your ankle, just bring both hands underneath your forehead with the foot flexed. If you've got hold of your foot, you're lengthening out through the thigh bone, stretching the knee away from the hip. And if you want a little more stretch, try pressing your hips a little bit more firmly down into the floor. Lovely. We'll slowly release the leg. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders, push back all fours, toes tuck. Walk the hands back towards you, coming up into standing kneeling. Lovely. We're going to sweep the arms up towards the sky. And then keep the right hand reaching up as you bring that left hand just down onto your hip. You turn around to the side there. So you're going to reach all the way up. Now you've got the option to stay there. We'll start to circle that right arm back behind you and see if you can just bring the hand to your heel. Keep the hips pressed forwards. Let's come all the way back up. And we'll swap sides, right hand to hip. Left arm reaches up. Maybe you just stay there, reaching the arm up. Or look over left shoulder, take that little circle back with the arm, see if you can find your heel. And then coming all the way back up. Finding your way back down onto all fours. Lifting the hips into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Looking forwards, bend your knees. And as you inhale, walk your right foot forwards. And exhale the left, coming to the top of your mat. Rising up on an inhale. And exhaling, hands to heart. Let's try that all on the other side. So reaching the arms up, let's interlace the hands, free up the index fingers. Reaching up, take an inhale. We're coming over to the left. Lovely half moon stretch back through the center, inhale. Over to the right. Lovely, separate the hands as you come up through the middle. And take that forward fold down over the legs. Find your flat back as you inhale. And this time left leg, we're going to slide or step it back, bringing the knee down. Reinterlace those hands, index fingers lead the way. Reaching up, breathing in. And breathing out, left hand down by the side of the body, right arm over the top. Little side bend, inhale, come up through the middle. A little bit of balance required as you reach over to the opposite side. Lovely, breathing in. As we breathe out, let's see if you can lift your breastbone and maybe arc the body back a little bit more. Otherwise, just keep your shoulders on top of your hips. Lovely. Swimming the hands down. We're going to frame that front foot. Come up onto your fingertips as you tuck the back toes and inhale. And as you exhale, start to move the hips back. So again, you can slide that front heel a little further away from you as you pull the toes to your face or just soften the knee. And if you want more, lifting the chest on an inhale. And allowing yourself to melt down over the legs, exhale. Deepening that stretch in the hamstring this morning, only if that feels good. Then rolling through that front foot, plant the hands, pick up the back knee, downward facing dog. Or all fours, rolling the body forwards to plank, take an inhale. Knees down, chest down, exhale. Again, finding that Sphinx pose, you slide the elbows forwards under the shoulders. And slightly pulling the elbows back as you press the hips down into the floor. Looking over your left shoulder as you inhale, heel to bottom. And exhale, release. Other side, so chest stays proud, chin stays parallel to the floor. And then lengthen the toes away. Let's do that one more time each way. Little kick of your bottom. And then release. Last time with the right leg coming in as you look over the right shoulder. Lovely. This time look over to the left shoulder. Bring the heel in and maybe reach around with your left hand to catch hold around your ankle. Ease your way down onto your forehead. And again, if you can't quite reach your ankle, you just flex the foot and bring both hands underneath your forehead. Gently bringing that heel in towards your bottom. Lengthening out through the thigh. Maybe pressing the hips a little bit more firmly down into the floor. Deepening that stretch. Let's release the legs. Coming back onto all fours and tucking the toes under, walking the hands back, rising up into that standing kneeling. And so this time, keeping the left arm raising up, we'll bring the right hand down onto your hip. It'll reach the arm up. Now you can stay there or look over that left shoulder. And see if you can again take hold of the heel, keep pressing the hips forwards. And then coming all the way back up and swapping sides. So right arm reaches up, up, up. And again, stay there or circling the arm back, pressing the hips forward so the hips stay on top of the knees. We come all the way back up and release. Lovely. Coming back down onto all fours, toes stay tucked as you lift the hips, coming into your downward facing dog. Bend those knees, look forwards. And as you inhale, step the left foot forwards, exhaling the right. Now rise on up, breath in. And breathing out, hands to heart. Gorgeous, gorgeous. That's stretched things out a little bit, hasn't it? Let me just come to the other end of the mat so I'll be able to mirror you. So shifting the weight into your left foot, pick up your right heel, and then see if you can lift the knee. And again, just like we did at the beginning, we'll hold underneath the knee. And just start those little ankle movements again, just to challenge balance this morning, nice and slowly, moving the ankle one way, and then moving the ankle the opposite way. And then as you flex that foot, maybe you want to stay there, holding on around the back of the leg, or can you keep the knee lifted as you take the arms up towards the sky? A one-legged mountain pose, lovely. We'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, take a big step back, heel in, toes out, opening up into your warrior two. So go ahead and move that left foot into the middle of the mat as you separate the arms, nice and strong through the legs. And then turn the palms forward so the thumbs are up towards the ceiling. This right arm is going to come all the way round so the palms are almost touching. Now straighten the front leg as you draw that right arm back across your chest like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Lovely. Bending that front knee, palm to palm, sweep the right arm forwards. And then draw your arrow back as you straighten the leg and reach out behind you. We're going to do that twice more. So don't worry if your palms don't touch. We're just getting that lovely rotation through the upper back and then strong through the legs. Lovely. One more time. Reaching forwards. And then pulling all the way back. Keeping the legs straight this time. We're going to reach forwards and just slightly pop that top hip up as you reach forwards, forwards, forwards. And bringing the left hand down onto your thigh, your shin. Right arm comes all the way up into your triangle pose. You can always get rid of that top arm and wrap it behind you if it's a little bit too much today. Gazing up or down towards the big toe, whatever works for you. And slightly lean your upper body back a little bit. Lovely. Now bend that front knee, come back into your warrior as you inhale. And reverse the arms, left arm this time comes all the way up and back. Lovely, back into your warrior, take an inhale. And wimble the hands down, little pivot on that back foot, all toes facing forwards. Left arm to sky, reaching up, take an inhale. And exhale, bring the hands down. Now either a downward dog or left leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. And then rolling the body forwards to plank. Bringing the foot down, lowering down, using your knees if you need to. And then as you inhale, find your cobra, or maybe an upward dog. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Hips nice and high. Let's take that right leg up to the sky, breathing in. As you breathe out, step it forwards, toughen the mat. Inhale, left foot to the top of the mat into your flat back. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on up, sweeping the arms up to the sky. And hands coming to hearts. Beautiful pause. Maybe take a moment, have a drink if you need to. And then we'll try that little sequence on the other side. So as you pick up your left heel, let's pause, find that balance, and maybe proceeding a little higher as you hold underneath the leg. And just start to circle the ankle a little bit. That's it, challenging balance. Keep the movements nice and slow as you change direction. Can you keep that knee lifted as you sweep the arms up? Ooh, using that core. Lovely. We're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, big step back, opening up into your warrior two. So take a moment again. Sometimes you've got to wiggle that back foot back like I did and move your right foot into the middle of your mat. So you're nice and broad across the legs. Then palms turn forwards. This back arm, this time the left arm reaches forwards. See if you can get those palms towards each other and then straighten the legs as you draw that left arm across the chest. So bending the knee, we reach forwards. And then pulling back as you straighten the legs. Lovely, twice more. So the upper back is moving here. That part of the spine that can get quite tight and rigid. Really loosening it up this morning. Let's do that one more time. So reaching forwards, opening up through the arms, pausing there, legs stay straight. This top hip, we try and lift up as you reach forwards and down. We're milling that right hand down to find your shin, your thigh. And reaching the left arm up to the sky or wrapping it behind you, depending on how your shoulders feel this morning. Again, upper body leaning back ever so slightly to open up into that pose. Lovely. Let's bend the front knee, coming back into your warrior, breathing in. And breathing out, we swap the arms over. This time, right arm comes up and over the top. Inhaling into your warrior. Exhale, take that cartwheel of the hands down and take that little pivot on the back foot. Hips are nice and low. Right arm reaches up, breathing in. Breathing out, bring the hands down. Now downward dog, or right leg up and back into your three-legged dog. Rolling forwards to plank as you inhale. And as you exhale, coming down onto your tummy again. Knees are there to help you. Find your way to a cobra or maybe an upward dog. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Left leg to sky, breathing in. As you breathe out, a step will help it forwards, top of the mat. Inhaling, right foot comes to the top of the mat into your flat back and folding down, exhale. Let's rise on up. And hands to heart. Just close the eyes for a moment, bring a hand onto your chest, a hand onto your belly. Maybe the breath is a little elevated from the movement. Feeling the breath beneath your hands. And again, lovely comforting touch of hands. Really powerful to help us just reconnect with ourselves, reminding ourselves again to show ourselves that love, that compassion, that find it perhaps easier to extend to others. Love. And slowly blinking the eyes open. This next pose, if it doesn't work for you, you're going to come straight down onto your bottom. Bring the soles of the feet together. Just take a little moment there to maybe have a little rock from side to side and open up through the knees. If your hips and knees feel okay, you're going to take your feet a little wider apart. The heels in, the toes out, like we did at the beginning. Hands are going to come to the heart. And slowly, we're going to come all the way down into our squat. So remembering you can come straight down onto your bottom. Otherwise, fingertips to floor. And we just start to move from side to side, maybe lifting one heel and then the other as you start to open up into the hips. You can come down onto your bottom, soles of the feet together at any time, or join me in that squat with the heels down. The hands at the heart, you gently using your elbows to press those knees out to the side and lifting the bottom up slightly. So we're not collapsing here. We're quite active and strong in this pose. Hands pulling down away from the face. And if you're with me in this squat, you're going to bring your right hand down in front of the foot and take the left arm up to the sky, pressing the knee out to the side. And we'll swap sides. Left elbow gently pressing the knee out as you reach the right arm up. And then slowly we come down, bring the hands back to the heart. See if you can just hold that pose just a moment longer. Most of us, including myself, are quite tight in the hips. And then slowly release. There's no elegant way to come out. Bring the hands down behind you. Drop your bum. And we'll all extend the legs out in front of you. There's just no good way of getting out of that. Give the knees a little bounce. And then popping as generous a bend in the knees as you need to will sweep the arms up. And then find your forward fold this morning. And again, maybe you need that little self-love for the hamstrings by wrapping the arms underneath you. Or maybe it's just simply you want a more restorative and comforting version of a forward fold. Maybe even just bringing your forehead to rest on your knees. Maybe you want a nice stretch in the hamstrings, in which case think about straightening the legs a little bit more as you ease the body down. Slowly rolling your way back up. And we'll keep the left leg outstretched, but bring your right knee up and in towards the chest. So we can keep that right foot on the inside, we can cross it to the outside, you can even hook that other heel around so you're sitting between your heels. Left hand or elbow brings the knee in. We'll take a big circle with the right arm, bringing the fingertips down behind you or just wrapping the hand onto your back, whatever feels good. And again, lifting up nice and tall as you breathe in. As you breathe out, just see if you can find a little bit more space in that rotation, maybe looking over your back shoulder. A few nice, easy breaths. Breath a little compressed as we hug that knee in, but seeing if you can allow the breath to be as deep and as comfortable as can be in a twist. Keeping the legs as they are, slowly unravel the arms. And just take the body round in the opposite direction. Or unraveling the spine. Gorgeous. Let's lean into your hands so you can bring both feet to the floor, hip width apart with your knees bent. Fingertops pointing forwards or slightly out to the side. Pressing into your hands, we're going to open up across the chest. We've got the option to stay there, or you can lift your hips up into an upward plank, maybe walking your feet a little further away from you so you can lift your hips. Gazes up towards the sky, whatever we're doing, not dropping back behind you. If you're with me in that upward plank, can you lift the hips a little higher as you inhale? And exhale, tuck the chin, roll your way down. We'll all straighten the legs, sweeping the arms up, take an inhale. Back into your forward fold. Exhale. Take a moment again. Forward fold said to be really good for our nervous system when we're feeling a little bit anxious, discombobulated. And as you roll your way up, we'll try that on the other side. So right leg stays where it is, left leg comes up and in. You can cross the foot over, keep it on the inside, or you can do that little hook round with your bottom, with your heels so your bottom is between your heels. Right hand or elbow brings the knee in. So this time take a big circle. Left arm coming back behind you or resting on your back so you can sit up nice and tall. Looking over that back shoulder if that feels good. Maybe close the eyes here for a moment. If like me, you've got that heel tucked around behind you, just make sure that you're not sitting on your heel. You've got space to keep that left sits bone grounded. We keep the legs as they are. We slowly come back through the middle and just simply take the body round in the opposite direction. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Hands behind you. Lean into your hands so once more we can plant the feet hip width apart. And pressing into your hands, knowing you can stay there, just opening up across the chest. Or again, we'll lift those hips up, coming into our up face plank. Lovely, trying to keep the knees pointing forwards. Lifting those hips a little higher as you inhale. And exhale, roll your way down. And we'll all cross the ankles and give yourselves a nice hug in. Stretching both legs out in front of you. Just make sure you've got some space behind you so your heels are at the top of your mat. Reach the arms out in front of you. Reinterlace your hands with index fingers pointing forwards. Drop your chin and see if you can roll your way down through the spine. Keep those heels on the floor. Ooh, roll your way down. Reach both arms back above your head. Separate your hands. and give yourself a delicious full body stretch. Maybe a little wiggle into one side of the body and then the other. And then lower the arms, walk those heels back in towards you. And we'll bring the right knee up and in, holding around the back of the leg, just like we did at the beginning. Then take that leg up towards the sky. With a flexed foot, use your left hand. We're going to bring that leg across the body. Outer thigh stretch, back up through the center, breathing in. And then into that inner thigh stretch, catching the leg from underneath. One more each way, inhale. Over to the left, exhale. Up through the center. And then over to the right. We're going to do that one more time. Now you can keep the left leg where it is or slide it away from you. Using that left hand, bring the right leg across the body. So if you've got that left leg straight, it's a much deeper twist. So listen to your body. Come up through the center. If you've got that leg extended, bring your left hand onto the top of the hip to anchor you down. Take the right leg out to the right, trying not to roll onto your right buttock. So keep pressing down evenly through the back of the pelvis. Come up through the center. Interlace the hands around the back of the leg. And maybe slide your hands up above your knee and lift your upper body off the floor into a hamstring stretch. Remember, you can always keep that left foot on the floor. Slowly, slowly roll your way down, bring that knee in towards your chest, and then slide the left foot in and give both knees a hug. Have a little rock, have a little roll. And then we'll try that on the other side. So right foot comes to the floor this time. And we take the left leg up to the sky. Using that right hand, we bring the leg across the body for an outer thigh stretch. Inhale to center, and exhale, let that leg roll out to the side. One more like that, inhale, over to the right, exhale, up through the center, and then that lovely inner thigh stretch. As you come up through the middle, either doing that one more time, or this time we'll slide the right leg away from you, and then come into the outer thigh stretch, using that right hand. If that's too much, remember you keep the knee bent. Coming up through the middle. If that right leg is straight, right hand on the top of the hip to anchor you down as you take the left leg out to the side. So try not to roll all your weight into that left buttock. Let's come all the way back up through the center, holding on around the back of the leg. It's finding that last hamstring stretch, an option to slide the hands up the leg, lift your upper body off the floor. And then roll your way down, bring that knee in towards your chest. Bring the other leg up to join it and have a little rock. And then with the hands on the knees, we're going to take the knees nice and wide, big toes are pointing together. Lift the upper body off the floor so you can slide your hands down towards the tops of your ankles and then lower the head, lower the shoulders. And just try and wiggle that lower back down into the mat, just releasing any tension from the hips. And you can stay there, or again, lifting the upper body up, come into happy baby, holding on around the inside or outside edges of your feet. You take the soles of the feet up to the sky. You can always hold around the backs of your knees or your calves if you can't quite get your feet. And sometimes it's quite nice just to be a playful, happy baby. Always good to be playful and have a little rock from side to side. And whatever you're doing, let's give those knees one last squeeze together as you bring your heels down towards your bottom. And then feet to the floor, either taking the feet nice and wide, heels in, toes out, and let those inner knees rest against each other. Or go ahead and stretch both legs out in front of you. I'm just going to come up to seated to talk to you. Take a moment to get nice and comfortable. Closing the eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, gratefully and graciously accept the support of the floor beneath you. The eyes closed, maybe again, a moment to check in with yourself. Maybe the practice has released a little bit of tension that you might have been carrying. Maybe the practice has reminded you what it feels like to reconnect with yourself. I'm allowing now a much needed moment of stillness after the movement. So beginning now to deepen and lengthen your breath, knowing that you can stay lying down if that's what the body needs. You're ready to face the rest of the day, hopefully feeling a little bit more connected with yourself. Start to wiggle the fingers, the toes. Perhaps just find that lovely full body stretch, taking the arms back above the head, reaching the legs out, reaching into one side of the body and then the other. And then lower the arms, bring the knees back in towards you. A little rock, have a little roll as you hug those knees in. And rolling, turning to lie on one side. Let's find our way up to seated together. Bring the hands, it's that final gesture, together at your heart with your thumbs, just nestling into your breastbone. Let the elbows relax, maybe bowing the chin forwards. Maybe remembering the rest of the day, maybe the rest of the week. Those words I said at the beginning, that if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. So breathing in, let's sweep the arms out and up. And exhaling, hands to heart, little gesture to one another for sharing a practice together. And namaste. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, team. Lovely. There we go.